I'll fight you right now.
It's gonna be bad. Let's go, big dog. Let's go, big dog.
What's going on?
If you cannot handle your alcohol, it's time to give it up. In fact, you should not be drinking whatsoever. Now, in this clip here, right, Dustin Poirier has get kicked off the flight as the information has been told, and he can clearly not handle his drink. And he said in multiple interviews before that he can be chaotic and he can find himself in stupid positions when he doesn't have a purpose, when he doesn't have a goal, and when he's not working to something. Now, I can speak on this because I've been through this, right? I'm someone who drank all the time. I'm someone who took drugs all the time. And if I never changed my way, I don't know where I would be today. I've got family members, right, currently, and family members in the past who relied on the drink. So me giving up the drink and being 5 years sober, I've not only changed my life, but I've also changed the future generation of my kids and also the way that we operate going forward. And it takes one person to change the momentum and the whole line of your generation. Now, when it comes to alcohol, right, we need to understand what this is. It is an escape. It is a vice. And if you're drinking all the time, and if you're drinking in general, right, you're putting poison into your body. That is not a manly thing to do. And to be honest with you, right, this channel is about truth. And truth isn't widely recognised or appreciated at times because it hits deep into the core. If you're drinking, you're running away from your problems, right? You do not need to drink to have fun. If you're a man who drinks to have fun, then you are a loser. And it's as simple as that. And you have to work on certain things, right? Dustin Poirier here, right? He's said and he's mentioned that he's loose, right? That he's chaotic, that he finds himself in these sort of positions when he doesn't have a goal. Because he has to work on the specific things that he needs to work on. And it's as simple as that. And it takes time. It takes uncovering what areas that we need to work on as men. Now, this isn't me hating on Dustin. This is me breaking down myself from the experience that I've had and bringing it to you today. We should not be getting in this state ever. That is not who he is in a natural state. That is him had too many drinks, not realising where he is and not realising the consequences on drinking too much. A man who's 37, 38 years old should not be finding himself in this position. We have too much to focus on. Our family, our faith, our business, our legacy. We don't have time to be in these sort of positions. So if you're watching this and you drink every weekend and you get into this sort of state, that is a clear indication that you're running away from something. You're running away from a problem. You're running away from yourself. And you're using the alcohol, the drinking to cover that up. And if you do not want to admit that, then you're going to continue to fall victim with your vice. It doesn't matter the level of success that you have, right? You must be able to master yourself. Because these vices are going to have you gripped and pulled and will destroy your life. Let's look at Conor McGregor, for example. We know that he likes a drink. We know that he likes to party, right? Imagine that he had that vice on lockdown. Imagine he never had that vice and he hit his prime, right? He fought Floyd Mayweather. He came back. He lost or he won against Khabib, whatever. And he was able to maintain his training. He was able to maintain his mindset through the leg break. And he never found himself taking drugs or drinking or getting involved in that area. Just imagine that for a second. Right? It doesn't matter what level you're at. As men, we have things that are ready to pull us off track. Right? And if you fold, your potential is wasted. If you fold, certain parts and periods of your life are wasted. But don't think you're better than someone because you are living a good life at the moment. Because those vices, if they're not checked or if they're not checked appropriately, they'll come for you. That's why you need to work on yourself relentlessly. And that's why you have to work on yourself every day. So I'll say again, I'm not hating on Dustin here. I'm breaking myself down, my old self, and I'm bringing you the truth. right? But even if you do not get in these states when you drink, why are you drinking in the first place? Why are you constantly, or why do you have the need to go out on the weekend with your pals every weekend? When you've got a family, when you've got kids, when you've got a life to build, when you're not in the shape that you want to be in. You're running away from your problems. Alcohol is a poison. And it is so normalized today that young kids are drinking earlier. That adults, men, it's a normal part of their routine. That is not the way it should be, and that is not something that you will want to hear. But it's the truth. I'm someone who has lived and breathed it, who has made countless of mistakes, and I'm on here to share my truth, my experience, speak on fighting, speak on faith, speak on purpose in a way that has not been done before. Right? Because we have been through it. We're speaking from our own experience, and we're never going to come on this channel and speak on something that we have not been through before. Okay? We operate from truth, and sometimes truth isn't always the nicest thing to hear because it stabs you deep in the core, and it's something that you have to change. On this channel, we're helping men 30 plus lose up to 10 kg, get leaner, get stronger, build the leader within, build daily execution, build discipline, build mindset, and perform at a higher level. And guess what? Performance isn't just about your physical activity. It's about the way that you operate on a daily basis. It's how you view yourself. It's your self-image. It's your daily routines. It's your habits. It's your actions. And are you living in a clean way? That's what it's going to come down to at the end of the day, because your mindset, you need it. If you don't have your faculties ready to make decisions, if you don't have the enthusiasm to go after life because you're living in a way that is destructive, then that's on you. How you live is how your kids, your family will follow. The choices that you make today can change the generational habits. If I never changed my life, I would still be drinking today, I would still be taking drugs, and to be honest, I have no idea where I would be. And guess what else? My future kids or the future generations of my bloodline would not have changed. This is how big it is. If you want to change your legacy, you need to stop being selfish and start breaking down why you're taking certain action steps on the weekend. Alcohol is a poison. Get rid of it, right? I do not promote it. Right? We do not tolerate it. We live in a clean way, a pure way, and we do not fall victim of the destruction of mankind. Now, Dustin has to clearly work on some certain things here. He's got a good job lined up in the panel with UFC, right? He's recognised as one of the greatest fighters with the UFC, and he's definitely going in the Hall of Fame, right? He's in a very good position, but there's something in his mindset that he needs to address, and address quick. And he needs to stop covering up with the alcohol. Now, I could be completely wrong here, but I've been through it, and it looks like that from what I've seen in the video, that is what he is going through, and he's mentioned it many times in interviews, podcasts, and things like that. So we're not hating on Dustin, right? We're hating on the vices. We're hating on that way of life because it's not going to build you up into a strong man. And I guarantee that he's not in a happy place when he's seen the clips the next day. He would have regretted acting like that because he was falling victim of the vice. He was trying to run away from the problems and not address it. And if you don't address problems, they will get bigger, they'll get worse, and will start to control your life, and you will have no clarity in mind to change your life. Now, men, take the experience from my own life, for my own mistakes. Take the video that you've seen of Dustin Poirier at the start as well, and start taking your life serious. Stop pissing about on the weekend with your pals. Stop wasting your energy, your time, and putting poison into your body. Build up a strong body, a healthy mind, and start to build a legacy. The standards that you're living by today, your kids, your family are going to follow. The issue is with too many men today is they're underperforming, they're out of shape, they're not using this, and they're following what everyone else is doing. You do not want to step out and act by yourself. You're too scared what people will think about you, okay? We've lived, we've breathed it, we've made countless mistakes, but one thing we've always done is we've always chosen our direction. We've never followed the masses. We've never followed what everyone else is doing. And I tell you what, when you walk in that path and you have the courage to do it, that's when things start to change. But the vices have to be destroyed. The people that are no longer progressing with you have to be let go. The beliefs, the old self-image, the old thoughts, the old way of doing things that no longer serve you or your results or where you want to go, they have to also be looked at, reviewed, reflected upon, and adjusted if they do not serve you. So take the information here. Any questions, let me know. Make sure to check the description below. We have an up and coming webinar in July that we're doing for free, and we're helping men build discipline, showing them how to achieve results and lose 10 kg and seriously start to implement the things that they've been holding them back over the past few years. So if you want to get results, you want to get in the best shape of your life, check the webinar below, register, and we'll see you at the end of the month, and we'll see you in the next video. And again, we're going to be uploading a lot more content on fight topics because again, that's who we are. We live and breathe it. We train every day. And there's a lot of people who have opinions out there who've never fought before, okay? They're just talkers. We are all about taking action. And like I said, our channel is on truth, okay? Any questions, let me know and I'll see you in the next clip.